Before we begin, if you are the kind of person who has ever looked at your cat and felt that there was something deeper behind those quiet eyes, something more than habit, more than instinct, more than simple routine, then you are exactly where you belong. Here at Cataholic, we do not just talk about cats as pets that happen to live in our homes. We talk about them as emotional beings, as mysterious companions, as creatures with their own hidden language that most people never truly learn to hear. So, if that sounds like your kind of journey, take a second to subscribe to Cataholic, give this video a like, and tell me in the comments one little thing your cat does that has always made you wonder, what are you really trying to say? Because around here, every glance, every blink, every stretch, every tiny paw on your arm means something. And the more closely you look, the more you realize your cat may have been speaking to you all along. Picture this. It's a quiet, crisp morning. The house is still, the coffee is hot, and you're finally giving yourself one small moment to breathe before the day begins. Your cat jumps up, settles beside you, and then does something so simple, yet so strangely moving. They reach out and gently place a single paw on your arm. Or maybe it happens at night. You're fast asleep, lost somewhere deep in a dream, and you wake up to the softest fur-covered foot resting delicately on your cheek. Most of us smile, scratch them behind the ears, and move on. We tell ourselves they probably want breakfast, attention, or something equally ordinary. We assume it is just a cute little habit. But in the world of cats, almost nothing is ever just cute. That gentle paw touch is one of the most emotionally loaded, biologically complex things your cat can do. It is a form of communication, a secret language wrapped in soft fur. And once you understand what it means, you may never look at your cat the same way again. To really understand a cat, we have to step out of our human world for a moment and step into theirs. We live through sight, language, and explanation. Cats live in a far more invisible reality, one shaped heavily by scent, sensation, memory, and instinct. Your cat's body is covered in specialized scent glands. They have them on their cheeks, their forehead, around the base of the tail, and hidden deep within those tiny paw pads. Those glands release pheromones, invisible chemical signals used for communication. And when your cat presses their paw onto your skin, they are not only touching you physically, they are also leaving behind a chemical message. That message is not dominance in the way humans think about ownership. It is much deeper than that. In the feline world, shared scent creates belonging. It creates familiarity. It creates a sense of us. Cats build safety through scent. They use it to define who belongs in their trusted circle and what feels secure in an otherwise unpredictable world. So when your cat places a paw on you, they may be doing something profoundly intimate. They may be marking you as part of their emotional territory, not as a possession, but as family, as home, as the safe place they return to. That is why many cats seem especially eager to touch you after you have been gone all day, or right after you shower, or after you come home carrying the smells of the outside world on your clothes and skin. They are restoring the shared scent. They are re-establishing familiarity. In their own quiet way, they are saying, "There you are. You smell like my world again." And that is only the beginning. If a dog wants your attention, you usually know it immediately. There is barking, whining, pacing, nudging, tail thumping, urgency. But cats tend to be more restrained, more subtle, more strategic. Adult cats in the wild do not rely heavily on meowing to communicate with one another. In fact, much of the meowing we hear from domestic cats is something they developed specifically for us. But the gentle paw tap is different. It feels older than that, more instinctive, more purely feline. When your cat walks up beside you while you are reading, typing, or staring into space, and then places a soft paw on your hand, they may be saying something like, "Excuse me, I'm here." What makes this so meaningful is the self-control behind it. Your cat is fully capable of escalating. They could yowl. They could jump on your keyboard. They could knock something off the table just to make a point. And yet many cats choose not to. Instead, they offer one delicate touch. That kind of restraint often reflects trust. It means your cat believes they do not need to fight for your attention. They trust that a whisper is enough. They trust that you will notice, that you will respond, that in this relationship they are heard without having to turn up the volume. For a cat, That is not a small thing. Then there is the paw behavior that almost every cat person knows well. Kneading. The slow, rhythmic pressing of paws into a blanket, a sweater, your lap, or sometimes directly into your chest while they purr with half-closed eyes. We laugh and call it making biscuits. But the roots of this behavior go all the way back to the first days of a kitten's life. When kittens are tiny, blind, and completely dependent, they knead their mother's belly to stimulate milk flow. That movement becomes linked with nourishment, warmth, safety, and total emotional security. And because early life experiences shape the nervous system so powerfully, cats do not leave that feeling behind when they grow up. The milk may disappear, but the emotional memory remains. So when your adult cat climbs onto you and begins kneading, they are not simply performing a random quirk. They are returning to one of the deepest comfort patterns they have ever known. In that moment, you are associated with safety, softness, and care. You become part of the emotional memory of being protected. That is why kneading can feel so tender. It is not just physical pressure. It is trust made visible. And fascinatingly, this connection benefits us too. When humans and cats share calm, affectionate contact, both bodies can shift physiologically. Stress lowers, calm increases, attachment deepens. That simple contact, a paw pressed into your sweater while a cat purrs in your lap, can become a quiet exchange of regulation and comfort between two completely different species. But the meaning of a cat's paw can go even deeper than affection. Cats are extraordinarily perceptive creatures. Their senses are tuned to changes most humans never notice. Their sense of smell is vastly more powerful than ours, and they also possess an additional sensory structure called the vomeronasal organ, which helps them detect subtle chemical signals in their environment. When your body changes because of stress, fear, illness, hormonal shifts, or fatigue, your chemistry changes too. You may smell the same to yourself, but to your cat, something may be very different. Your breathing changes, your movement changes, your posture changes, your energy changes. The invisible chemical cloud around you changes. And cats notice. That is why some cats behave differently when their person is sick or emotionally distressed. They may hover more. They may refuse to leave your side. They may sniff you with unusual focus. Some will place a paw directly on your chest, your arm, your face, or even on one very specific part of your body over and over again. No, this does not mean every cat is a tiny furry doctor diagnosing illness with clinical precision. But it does mean that many cats are far more sensitive to our physical state than we tend to realize. When a cat touches your face while you sleep, it can feel dramatic to imagine that they are checking whether you are still breathing. But from a behavioral perspective, that idea is not entirely far-fetched. Cats are highly sensitive to movement, rhythm, and routine. They notice your breathing pattern. They notice stillness. They notice when something feels off. A paw on your cheek in the middle of the night may be a request. It may be affection. It may be curiosity. But in some moments, it may also be a kind of check-in. A quiet confirmation that you are still there, still warm, still alive, still part of their world. That possibility says something beautiful about the feline-human bond. Cats may be independent, but independence has never meant indifference. To fully appreciate just how meaningful a relaxed paw touch is, it helps to remember what a cat is, biologically. Cats are predators, yes, but they are not untouchable apex creatures moving through the world without fear. They are also vulnerable. In evolutionary terms, they have lived as both hunter and hunted. That means survival has always depended on vigilance, speed, balance, and the ability to react instantly. A cat's body is built around readiness. Muscles primed, reflexes sharp, escape always available. So think about what it means when a cat lies down beside you, lifts one paw, and rests it heavily on your arm or hand while letting their body soften completely. That is not trivial. That is a moment of surrendered readiness. A moment where connection becomes more important than immediate escape. In the wild, relaxing too much in the wrong place could be dangerous. But next to you, on the couch, in bed, by the window, your cat chooses softness over defense. They choose contact over distance. They override old instincts because something in them believes this is one of the safest places they can be. That is what makes the sight of a sleeping cat with one paw draped over your wrist so moving. It is vulnerability offered freely. It is the body saying what words never could. I do not need to be on guard right now. Not here. Not with you. And yet, as meaningful as affectionate paw contact can be, not every paw touch is an invitation. Some are boundaries. Anyone who has lived closely with cats has likely experienced this moment. You are petting them, maybe a little too long, maybe in the wrong place, maybe after they have already had enough, and suddenly a paw cut between your hand and their body. Not swatting, not scratching, not aggression, just a firm, deliberate stop, the feline stiff arm. It is one of the most polite corrections in the animal world. Cats can become overstimulated quickly. Repetitive petting, even when they initially enjoy it, can eventually cross a threshold. Their skin becomes too sensitive. Their nerves become too activated. They need space. But rather than jump straight to biting or scratching, many cats offer a warning first. A measured signal. A boundary spoken through the paw. And when your cat does this, they are not being rude. They are communicating clearly. They are saying, "That's enough for now." They are trusting you to listen before they need to escalate. This is where so much trust is either built or broken. When you respect that paw, when you stop immediately and give them the space they asked for, you teach your cat something important. That their communication works, that their body is safe with you, and that they do not need to defend themselves harshly in order to be understood. Ironically, cats often become more affectionate when their boundaries are respected consistently. Because real trust is not built through endless handling. It is built through safety, choice, and the confidence that no will be honored. That too is part of the hidden language of the paw. So when you look at all of this together, the picture becomes much richer than most people realize. Sometimes your cat puts a paw on you to mark you with scent and strengthen the bond of shared belonging. Sometimes they do it to get your attention in the gentlest way possible. Sometimes they are reliving the ancient comfort of kittenhood and turning you into a place of emotional safety. Sometimes they are responding to subtle changes in your body, your mood, or your health. Sometimes they are choosing vulnerability over vigilance simply because they trust you that deeply. And sometimes, with that same paw, they are setting a boundary and asking you to listen. In every case, the gesture matters. Living with a cat is a lesson in noticing the quiet things. Cats do not always communicate in loud or obvious ways. They ask us to slow down, to observe, to pay attention not just to what they do, but to how, when, and why they do it. Their world is made of subtleties, and the paw is one of the clearest windows into that hidden emotional life. So the next time your cat reaches out and rests one soft paw on your arm, your face, your chest, or your hand, pause before brushing it off as a random habit. There may be far more meaning in that little touch than you ever imagined. It may be affection, it may be trust, it may be comfort, it may be a request. It may be a reminder that in your cat's eyes, you are not just the person who fills the bowl. You are familiar, you are chosen, you are safe, you are home. And for an animal as sensitive, complex, and quietly guarded as a cat, that is one of the deepest gifts they can offer. And if this kind of quiet mystery is exactly why you love cats, then make sure you stay with us here on Cataholic. Subscribe if you haven't already, because this channel is for people who know that cats are never random, never shallow, and never as simple as they first appear. Every behavior hides a meaning. Every routine carries emotion. Every small gesture can open a doorway into the secret inner world of a cat. So if this video helped you understand your feline companion in a deeper way, give it a like and share it with someone who adores cats as much as you do. And now I want to hear from you. How does your cat use their paws to communicate with you? Do they tap your arm, touch your face while you sleep, knead on your chest, or gently push your hand away when they have had enough? Tell me in the comments, because the stories people share here are always some of the most beautiful parts of this community. Until next time, stay curious, stay gentle, and give your cat a slow blink from all of us at Cataholic.